Now remember, folks, this is still the foundational era of Trinity. So don't be surprised if things are moving a little bit slow at this point. After all, this is just the beginnings of a town. Or several towns, as the case may be. The zone is too large. Now that's kind of annoying, but oh well, we'll let it stay just because it's kind of too late to change it. But yes, they even want a farm on the edge of the hill for some reason. Don't know why, but that's how they do it. Yes, another farming section down over here. Oops, I blew up part of Old Junction. Oh well. They weren't paying their rent anyway. So these people will enjoy it a lot more. And the land over by Waterville soon found itself aflush with folks wanting to move in to be on the farm. Ah, yes. And finally, they fill out the area near the lake. The laws governing the foundation of plots on the other side of the river were not as strict, so weird plots such as this end up happening. As you can see, they're a lot less uniform on the other side. But nonetheless, the plots are laid down, only waiting for the settlers to move in. Which they aren't doing, apparently. They only move in when you're not watching. But yes, I think they want to fill up all the old farm plots here. Wow, look at all those farming trucks. Yes, indeed, it's quite something. And all these cars. Who knew the 19th century had so many cars? But yes, the levels of both are going. Yes, I know we spent a lot of money, but we're gaining a lot more money than we spent. Because the complete and utter lack of services of any kind in our city. Oh, man. So farm plots over here continue to expand. And it looking very good. Of course, as always, there are more prospectors who seek to claim land to sell for railroad towns. This one also wants to create his own green over here. But he wants to make his plots first. His residential plots, that is. Yes, we're gonna put some stores here and make a village green. Yes, but he's gonna plant oaks here. And expand upon his town in this way. Oh, yes. Now, keep in mind, people, this is all part of the setup. Whoa, that's ugly. But it kind of looks cool, so I guess I'll keep it. Of course, all these towns need a name, so this is going to be called Oakford. There's actually a place called Oakford near where I live. It's just a little village that's part of a big township. But that matters little. Let's speed up the time. Let everyone settle in. Yes, we are nearing the end of the initial settlement phase. As the population races to keep up with the expanding farms. Quite cool, I say. And we're getting a small amount of medium wealth residential already. Some commercial, medium wealth commercial. And even in little offices. The smallest amount of manufacturing. And dirty industry, of course. Let's see, how's our power? We're barely scratching the surface of what we can do. We have no water in our city. Alright, just to take some looks at... Yes, people want to live everywhere in our city. They want to build stores everywhere. They're pretty much happy to build anything, anywhere right now. Yes. Now that farm plot's clever more than half of the land. Which is alright. It is a Midwestern city after all. But garbage is starting to pile up. So they said, well, in this wonderful coal town, we shall build ourselves a big old city dump. So they look for the dump on the menu screen, totally breaking the fourth wall in doing so. Ah, what a wonderful dump. But you don't hear that too often. And now even more, the city is covered in farms. Yes, this side of the river is subject to different laws apparently, so it's going to take a while for things to make too much sense over here. Just the way it goes sometimes. Ah, yes. And we are slowly moving our way up in population. Yes, but prospectors gabble up yet another plot to make another town with voluminous retail opportunities. So yes, that's the entire town they create. So we're going to call this town Stoutville. I don't know. The founder was very stout. Remember, these town names can and possibly will change. Yes. So we're looking at some of our towns that already exist. Nice little pleasant towns, I must say. Yes, I like them a lot. Here's Saddleville. Kind of wondering if anyone's using this train station. A couple now. Over here in Spruceville. But the city of Spruceville decides it has outgrown its bounds, and it's going to expand into the neighboring square, using much of the same format that it has before. Yes, the people of this town like their regularity. They like their patterns. That's what sets the people of Spruceville apart, or so they like to say. Yes, another commercial zone. And more residential places. A little splash of something different over there. Can't hurt. And the middle of the town will be completely dezoned because, whoa, didn't want to do that, but it's easily fixed. What do they want in the middle of Spruceville? Well, more spruces, that is. Yes. Spruces for all in Spruceville. And they even decide to open up to allow a few factories to be built over here. Not too much, but something. Something for the workers to go for. So we have now expanded one of our towns. As you can see, there's still not quite enough residential, but that will eke slowly upward, I believe. This graph isn't always entirely accurate. I find, especially when it comes to larger cities such as this. Guess we don't have to worry about that for a while. But yes, let it build up, is what I say. In a likewise vein, the town of Oakford finds a need to expand. So it stretches its streets and it decides to grow. Yes, quaint little farming towns. Everyone likes them. Everybody knows somebody who grew up in one. Yes, indeed. They even decided to expand this way a little bit. Yes. And Grover Cleveland says, hey, if I expand my town, I can win re-election easier. So this poor guy's field gets bought out for the expansion of the town, which will be almost entirely residential, except we'll put like a corner store there, and maybe one more over here, and okay, what about a random thing over there? Yes, indeed. Another town quietly expanding. Yes, the population hasn't popped up too much. But remember, this is still pretty much the Wild West. A land where anything and everything goes. Yes. People haven't thought about the finer things yet because they're worried about survival on the frontier. And sometimes there are places like this, where there's just a little awkward space here that is just dying to be filled. And the coal industry booms. Booms so much, in fact, that they decide they're going to expand all the way into this field over here. Oh, the humanity. Yes, a very large expansion to this coal town, which is growing beyond its original definition of a coal town. Just zoning in big blocks to get as many people to fit in as they possibly can. And as you see, we pretty much have residential to meet the industrial, which includes agriculture, that we have. As everyone builds themselves up. How very nice. So here is a land known as Trinity. Not much to it now, just a few farming towns. But that's how it begins. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how it begins. Little peaceful place out here. Out in farm country, with a coal town over here and farm towns everywhere else. But that is only the beginning, because we've reached the end of the initial settlement phase. After this, things are going to start growing and changing in Trinity, and things are about to get much more exciting. And I will hopefully be a lot more awake. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you later for more exciting stuffs. Goodbye.